Welcome back to another video. In this video, we want to talk about how do we leverage the blood flow concept to prevent injuries in the gym, right? So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. It's going to be important for us to first get the baseline understanding of what blood flow is, right? We talk a lot about breath work in the prior videos. We talked about mindset, how to actually get your brain in the right orientation in whatever you want to achieve, especially physical, making your body the optimal version of yourself. We talked about metabolism, feed fast. How do we make sure that we eat the proper stuff? And then how do we make sure we don't eat anything so that we can make sure we can optimize ourselves? But for this one, blood flow, super important. And we're gonna make the connection between how we actually prevent injuries in the gym. So let's talk about blood flow first, right? What is blood flow? Blood in general is that red substance that's within you. If you get a cut, if you ever seen anyone get in a car accident or any type of accident, you see it just like, get released from the body. But it's super important, right? We know it's important, but a lot of times we don't know why it's important, right? Why do we need a transfusion when we lose a lot of blood? The blood itself has something called red blood cells. Within that red blood cells, there's something called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is that cool protein, construct that allows you to take oxygen from the environment and then able to diffuse that oxygen through the different cells that need oxygen to go through aerobic respiration. All right, there's two types of respiration in your body. There's aerobic and anaerobic. Anaerobic is a lot of times done through your metabolism, through your feed, what you put inside your body, that it breaks it down, converts it to energy. And then we have aerobic respiration, where it's from the breath. It's from the oxygen that's being put inside your body, and you're able to use that fuel other processes that are occurring within your body. Now, that's blood, but what does blood flow have to do with blood, right? Is there any restriction in how the blood is going throughout your body? Think about from the tip of your head, like the top tip of your head to the tip of your toes. It's just not only things, it's actually cells. You're made out of 50 to 100 trillion cells. So looking at me right now, I'm made out of cells. I'm made out of biological cells, tissues that make up me. And every single one of these cells need oxygen to survive, or they need blood flow to survive, because the blood flow system will allow you to give the oxygen, also get back the waste products into the other mechanism that will allow you to excrete it all out into the environment. So blood flow is super important. And if you saw the first few videos of blood flow, we talk about the different junctions within your body. There's roughly 10 major junctions that we talk about. We talk about your hand, we talk about your wrist, we talk about your elbow, your shoulder, your spine, your head and neck, your hips, knees, ankles, toes. These junctions allow blood flow to pass through. But a lot of times what happens is we live a certain lifestyle, right? Certain way we go ahead and do things every single day. And maybe you're sitting all day, or maybe you're laying down all day. We create this model, or think of it like a caricature of who you are. And when you sit in a position like that for many, many periods of time, you harden, you solidify, you calcify. And a lot of times those junctions, whether it be in your elbow or the shoulders or the neck, wherever it is, it gets restricted. And when you get restriction, you're not getting enough blood flow going through that certain area. And so when you don't have enough blood flow, guess what? That area is going to eventually slowly deteriorate and die, because your body's like, okay, if there's no use for it, why do we have it? And it's just going to go ahead in a different direction. With that being said, though, I want you to understand and the correlation between, guess what? Injuries, right? This is going to tie in very well. Let's just say hypothetically you came to the gym and you're picking up like a 20-pound dumbbell, right? And you're trying to curl that dumbbell up, but what you realize is, okay, maybe it's too heavy for me. Maybe I haven't done something like this in a very, very long time. Maybe you did do it in the past, but your brain is like, yeah, I could do it. I've done it in the past. But you lift it up, and then you get some sort of injury happen in your bicep, whether it be in your elbow area or your shoulder area. Because remember, the tightening, right? The junctions, there's different junctions. Points, if you want to use that term, that area could actually technically be restricted, right? Constricted, whatever it is, and that causes injury. So if you had fluid motion, and if you did the stretchings that I showed you in prior videos, and you did those exercises, you'll be less prone to injury versus actually having that injury. So I want you to understand that you have to activate your different joint areas, those junctions, so you get proper blood flow, which is why it's super important to start any routine with a little bit of stretching, just so that you sort of activate it. Be like, hey, you're gonna be activated in a bit. Make sure that you're able to do what you need to do. There's a lot of mind-body connections that I'm gonna be talking about throughout these videos, especially with blood flow, because you gotta really understand who you are as a person to be able to do the different exercises and know what your limit is, because we all have a limit. There's some certain thing called anatomical limit and a physiological limit. Anatomical limit, we don't want to reach that. It's like, those contortionists that can really move their body in really weird ways. But physiological limit is like, what are you capable of doing? Like, you'll know that I'm able to go fully squat down, but I wouldn't be able to do it in the way like maybe ballerinas would or gymnastics individuals would. But to me, it's enough because I don't need to do those types of movements because my lifestyle doesn't require me to do those movements. If it did, that would be a different story. My lifestyle right now requires me to be the optimized version of myself, and this is the version that you're seeing right here. So let's reconnect the dots, right? How does blood flow tie in with preventing injuries? We want to make sure we're pumping our body everywhere, all the different junctions, our head and neck, our whole spine, right? We want the twisting motion. We want to be able to go side to side. We want to be able to have our full arms mobilized. We want to have our legs mobilized. So that way, when you do come to the gym or any physical activity that you do, you're not prone to injury. But because what happens when you get injured, you're out of the game. Do you want to be out of the game? Probably not, right? So just be mindful in the types of activities that you do. Maybe just get the baseline down first, and then you'll be able to build on from there going forward. Awesome. With that being said, guys, if you found any value in this video, definitely let me know by giving me a like. This really helps the algorithm. It's free for you, but it really helps a lot of other people find similar content as well. But I really love to see the subscriber count go up. It's almost hitting 100. I would love to see it go above 100. I don't know when this video will be published, but let's get there. Other than that, ton of content that's gonna be coming out. I look forward to it all, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.